Alright, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be mixing it up a little bit. We're going to stray away from the Halo content a little bit. We're actually going to be looking at Destiny 2, the Beyond Light expansion that just happened to the game. I have been wanting to go back to Destiny for a bit just to play and see what's happened, what's new, all that fun stuff, and so I went ahead and played through it all. There's definitely some things I still haven't done, like the raid for sure, and I think some of the quests after the story. But I have a pretty good idea of the content that was in the game, and I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys all about it and my thoughts and opinions, and if it's actually worth $40. So that we're gonna go ahead and get right into it. So, quick disclaimer: I am an extremely casual player. I've played Destiny probably under 30 hours. It's pretty limited. I played through the story when the game first came out. I then stopped playing just because there really wasn't much to do, and I didn't really know what was going on. And I came back probably 6 months ago, and I played through a little bit, just doing some raids and strikes and things like that, just for fun. But this is the first time I've really came back to play like a story in a long time. So just take that in mind. So as just a casual player, I was able to enjoy the content that Beyond Light brought with it. And that was because of Xbox Game Pass, actually. So you end up getting all the expansions for free, which is honestly really awesome. I didn't actually know that. So when I actually loaded into the game, I realized I had Beyond Light and I guess the Forsaken Trail or whatever it's called. So I'm actually going to play through that. I probably won't review it just because it's an older expansion, but I'll just play through it just for fun. Now, the big thing is, I did notice that Bungie decided to vault a ton of planets and locations. Like, they vaulted the farm, which is a social space. They vaulted like Io, Nessa, all these planets, and I get that they're doing it so they can improve the locations and things like that. But realistically, the game just feels pretty empty, in my opinion. So for the free-to-play casual players that are just playing this just to go around to planets and have some fun, where are they going to go? I mean, realistically, there's a few places. There's the Tower social space. There's the new planet that just got added, which is Europa, which I think is really cool, by the way. And then I think there's Earth with the Cosmodrome, and then the Europa part on Earth. And I think that's actually it. So if people who are casual and free-to-play are feeling pretty empty and barren in terms of content, just imagine how someone who has the expansions looks at this. Realistically, even with the expansions, the game just feels really empty, and it doesn't feel like there's a lot to do. It feels like you're kind of stuck on a linear path where you're not really given the freedom to explore everything that you're wanting to. So overall, the content just feels empty. In terms of the story, though, I would give it a generous 7 out of 10. Now, just so you know, I am very casual. I really don't know much about the lore or anything like that, so just from a casual perspective, this story was pretty good. Now, the whole premise of the story and the plot was very intriguing, and honestly probably would have made the story a good 9 or 10 out of 10 in my opinion. I thought the concept of you, the Guardian, who's always been with the light, realizing that you have the darkness within, and coming to realize that everyone has that darkness, and it's whether you choose to be consumed by the darkness, was such a cool experience for the story, because it's something we had not seen before, and I think it was such a nice narrative experience. In terms of gameplay, it was pretty lame. I think it was cool that they added in like this mech kind of unit. I think it was really cool. But the boss fights, I'd say they're probably a good 7 out of 10 too. They're pretty average. I did think it was pretty annoying that they decided to put power levels behind some of these fights. So if you're dumb and casual like me, you're just going to try to power through it no matter how many deaths you end up taking. And that's honestly what I did. I spent probably 30 minutes on some of the boss fights just because I was struggling with my power level, and I didn't really want to go out of my way to grind like some other people would. Realistically, this was just a way for Bungie to artificially inflate the length of the campaign and make it feel longer than it actually was. I don't really agree with that, but oh well. I think the plot was overall very satisfying, and I liked how at the end, this boss who had harnessed the darkness and was using it against you the whole time had frozen you, and you had fully embraced the darkness at that point, and you were able to break free of that, ice magic thingy. And then you were actually the one to use the darkness on her, and because she hadn't fully embraced the darkness, she was the one who ended up being eternally frozen. However, the final boss, as cool as she was throughout the campaign, the darkness was really underpowered, and it did not really seem like, it was the darkness. We never really got to see what the darkness to do. We saw this leader use it on one of her own troops once, and that was it. I want to be shown that the darkness is a bad thing, not told through exposition that the darkness is a bad thing. I want to see this darkness go and just destroy a village or something like that. I want to see something that's going to make me be like, oh wow, this is a serious problem. We should probably take care of it. I think overall, with just some gameplay changes and a few narrative changes with the boss, honestly, I think the campaign probably would have been a 9 out of 10 in my opinion. So in terms of post-game content after you complete the story, there really isn't that much. There's a few quests, and I do plan on playing through them, and I do plan on catching up on some of the story stuff that I have missed. But honestly, at this point, it's just like there's really not much to do afterwards, and that's really disappointing. And the raid isn't even out yet, so we can't even do that. Overall, Beyond Light as a whole is a 6 out of 10 experience. It gave me some fun, but realistically there is not much to do with my new abilities and gear that I grinded for. Hopefully when they add more locations in and give us some more content, I feel like, it'll overall improve the game. And honestly, I think this game would probably be something more like a 7 out of 10. Anyway, that's all I've got for this video, guys. If you did enjoy to hear my opinions, do drop a like and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I plan on mixing up more content. I don't want to be just Halo. I want to be able to explore and review any game that I want, and yeah, I think that's what we're going to do here on this channel. That's all I got for this video, guys. If you did enjoy, make sure you drop a like, make sure you are subscribed, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay hydrated. Peace out, boys.